What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon 5-3. Man, I'm back again. Story time, yeah. Oh man, we finna move over into the realm of how to put it. Oh yeah, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit that comments. You know what I'm saying? Let's shake this algorithm up, man. We had 99,000 and 100,000. Oh no, I was gonna say we got 99,000 problems, but 100,000 ain't one, you know. But anyway, man, we finna take this back to the streets. I tell y'all all the time, I stay transparent, man. I'm gonna tell you the ones that make me look good. I'm gonna tell you the ones that make me look bad. I'm also tell you the ones that where it just lets y'all say if I look good or look bad. You know, yeah, man. Usually back in the day, all the females 9 times out of 10, if I was messing with a female, she was off the east side. She was gang related. And she was gonna be off the east side. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real live east side baby. You know, straight up. I'm from back when the east side was like the juggernaut. You know, couldn't be faded. When you showed up and people seen you, and they found out you was off the east side, they would be like, ooh. You know, he from the east side, and that's how it used to be back in the day. You pop up someplace and they found out you was off the east side, man, they looked at you totally different because we was rough, rugged, and raw, man. But anyway, now everybody a fool. But now, even though I said 9 times out of 10, there was always that 10th. I'd run across some bad, some I like, you know what I'm saying, depending on where I was at and all that. Run across some I like, and I would go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, knock it off. Well, this is a situation right then and there. Man, I met this female. This was back in the 80s. Man, I met this female, man, and she was cool. It was that certain look, man. The goddamn red bone with them big titties. You know, red bones with them big titties. Man, they was gonna pull me off my square almost every time back then, you know. But look, when I peeped her, I met her, I knocked her off, you know what I'm saying? So now now she would always tell me, you know, that's back during the time when we would sit up and talk on the phone, you know what I'm saying, all night. Excuse me. Oh, I had to lean up for a minute. My security cameras then went, oh shoot. It popped back on. Okay, hold on. Front yard, backyard, left side of the house, right side of the house, garage. All right, it's back. But anyway, so we would sit up and talk, man, all night long. This during that time, you know, you talk till you fall asleep on the phone. And this girl she was bougie, man. She wasn't like the typical girl that I would mess with. You know, she was from Gardena. Now, listen, you'll look at Gardena now today and just be like, oh, okay. But look, back in the 80s, when you mentioned Gardena, you know, they had the shotguns and the paybacks and all that. But Gardena was known back then to us as a little upper class, a little bit. You know, your family had a little bit more money. They was doing a little bit better. And they had all the bad females. When we thought about bad, tough females, it was always, you know, Carson would come up, Gardena would come up, and West LA. You know what I'm saying? We used to go up to Fairfax High, Hollywood High, all that, because you know what I'm saying, the girls over there had long hair. Girls off that east side, they was shout, but they was riders, but they was shout, you know. Ponytail was up here at the top of their head instead of at the back of their head, you know. Hey, man, hey, love my east side babies, though, you know. So, look, boom, me and her start messing around. We got cool, we got good, you know. I introduced her to a part of life that she had been sheltered. You know, her parents had sheltered her. And, but she had a little old rough daddy, or a daddy who thought he was rough, that I didn't know about yet. Because I had never seen, messing with her. I had never seen her parents. None of that. She had her own little car. She would always come to me. I was not interested in going to her. I wasn't the type of cat that you just introduced to your parents. And then I was the type of cat that I didn't want to meet your parents anyway. I could care less about your parents. Only thing mattered to me was what me and you was doing. And a female back then at that time, she had to be happy for the little bit of time she did get up out of me, because Fire Trey Avalon was getting my time back then. So anyway, me and her had been messing around for about a month and a half. Now for me, that's a long relationship, especially back then. Not today, but back then, if I was messing with a female for a month and a half, that was a long relationship, boy. Ooh, because I was subject to be going back to jail at any given time. So look, we was talking one night, and she want to go. What's the name of this place? The name of the place was in Orange County. There's some bougie stuff. It wasn't Country Time. It was a high class or high name restaurant. Not Country Time, Medieval Time. It was Medieval Time. And lo and behold, I end up robbing that place. You know what I'm saying? I end up robbing it a couple of years later. But it was a restaurant in Orange County called Medieval Times. Now, this was a restaurant that, you would actually sit in the stands, and it was like you was back in the dark ages, like in the medieval times, where they be jousting. Now, if you don't know what jousting is, that's them dudes that get on them horses with them long pointy poles, and they rush at each other on the horse and just hit each other, bow, to see who get knocked off. All that crazy mess. Then they was in there, they sword fighting. They got on all the armor with the shield and the swords. They fighting and doing all that. The waitresses will come to you, and they got on all like the old King Arthur like clothes and all that old stuff, man. I wasn't with it, period. I wasn't with it. But now, hey, if that's what she wanted to go, I step out my comfort zone every now and then, do a little something. So, I go to pick her up. She was like, well, look, ain't no need to take two cars. What's up? I'll come get you. So she give me her address, which I already knew it. But it was in Gardena on like 136 or 139th or so. It was one of them streets, 36, 37, 39th, on a street called Chadron. 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 I didn't know nothing about all that back then. But anyway, so that's what she was staying. Man, look, I pull up over there to come get her. Now I'm G'd up. And the first thing flashed in my mind was, I remember I was going with a little female from A. Trey Hoover named Desiree. And she used to always want to keep me away from her mama house. Now she stayed in the 4 apartments. The 4 apartments are some apartments right there on 74th and Hoover. And the Hoovers called them the 4 apartments. So she stayed in there. But anyway, she did not want me to pull up to them apartments and knock on the door. She didn't want her mama to see me because, like I say, I'm east side, I'm G'd up. And she didn't want her mama to know she was fooling with somebody of my caliber, But she was cut from the same cloth. Anyway, so this kind of reminds me of that type situation. So when I come over there, boom, I knock on the door. And I was G'd up at the time. I cannot remember exactly what all I had on, but I know I was G'd up. So when I knock on the door, a lady answered the door. Her mother, I didn't know it was her mother at the time, but it was her mother. Mother answered the door. She looked at me. She like, hey, how are you doing? I'm like, hey, how you doing? So, I told her who I was there for. And she was like, oh, okay. She said, well, come on in. Nice house. It was nice house. You know what I'm saying? Everything looked nice. I'm like, okay. Typical Gardena, So I sit down. So she called her daughter. Her daughter come in. So the daughter sit down. We go to talk, and she like, well, just hold on. Let me finish doing this, and we can go. So I'm like, okay. So the mother questioned me, came back and started asking me like, where we bouncing to? Where we going? So I said, man, we going to some spot out here in Anaheim called Medieval Times. Some type of restaurant she want to experience, she want to go to. So her mama was familiar with it. She be like, oh, that's a, I say, man, she say, you don't like her? I'm like, nah, you know, it ain't nothing to me. I say, I ain't into none of that. You feel me? I say, I'm just going cause she like it, but I don't care nothing about it. Oh, you should really check it out. Da 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 da. It's very exciting. I'm like, shoot, man, I get all my excitement out the streets. I get all my excitement off the east side. So when I said that, a dude come out. Now, I promise you, this dude had to been standing around the corner listening, all that. Because soon as I said I get all my excitement out the streets, here he come. Whop. Big black fool. Big fat black fool, you know. He don't even look like he should have been her father. Now the mama was super duper high yellow. But this big old fat burnt up clam looking clown, he don't look like he can have no kids that look like an old girl. But you know, hey, you never know. But he come around and he like, hey, look here, man, what you mean, you get all your excitement out the streets? So now I'm looking, I'm like, huh? So I look at the mom and I point, I'm like, who is that? I'm asking her, I'm like who is he? So he didn't even give her a chance to answer. He like, I'm such and such daddy. I'm a daddy. What else you need to know? I'm like, what? I'm like, now the attitude already, you know, the attitude then already like pushed me the wrong way. So I'm like, I don't need to, I'm like, cuz, check this out, homie, I don't need to know nothing else. He say, cuz? He say, you one of them old Crip dudes, huh? I said, Crip dude? I say, homie, check this out, cuz. I say, I'm Cartoon, homie, from East Side Avalon Gangsta Crip, 5 Trey. That's who I am. He like, man, I ain't asked you, and I don't care nothing about none of that. Now, when he hit me with that kind of like, I took that as disrespect. I took it as disrespect. So, you know, I don't care nothing about this fool. I don't care nothing about nobody parents. Now your daughter, cool. But I don't care nothing about you. And I don't care nothing about her mama, her, period. I'm just over here to pick her up. You know? But and then I come over here, I ain't tripping out you now, but you popping off. So I'm like, cuz, check this out, man, homie. I don't care nothing about you. I told him that. You talk about you don't care nothing, this and that. Hey, you ain't gonna come in my house and talk to me that way, and you trying to take my daughter. I say, homie, look, I came in your house and I didn't say nothing wrong. You the one bent the corner from eavesdropping with an attitude. Me and I'm trying to take your daughter to the little spot we going to, but everything good. You worried about me telling her I get my fun in the streets. So what you tripping on? Man, you got my daughter. You gonna have my daughter in the streets? Blah, blah, blah. Man, I'm gonna have your daughter wherever I'm gonna have her at, homie. You know what I'm saying? What's up? Well, I mean, you know, what's up? You ain't gonna have my daughter nowhere. Matter of fact, I don't even like your look. I don't like nothing about you. She ain't going with you. I'm like, what? So I called her. Because when the mama started to say something, he told her to shut up. So I called the daughter. She come down. I'm like, hey, check this out, baby girl. You going with me or because old boy right here, you know, I didn't call him old boy. I'm like, that's what triggered him. I didn't call him old boy. I called him, I said, man, this fool right here, but you got to understand, look, y'all, fool, the word fool is a LA word. A street dude out of LA, we gonna use the word fool all the time, especially if we get upset or we talking about something real fast. It ain't a term of disrespect, not to us. It's just a word oh, fool, you tripping, cuz. Hey, man, this fool over here. Hey, man, let's go over here and see what these fools talking about. Man, oh, fool, come here, man. You know, that type, get down. It's just fool. That's our word. So when I'm getting at her, I tell them like, man, this fool right here, man. But boy, when I said that, and they're off. I know y'all ain't heard that in a while, huh? Man, listen, you don't do you think you talking to in this house, and you don't think it. So, you know, I call myself gonna try to like ease this situation. I'm like, man, bump all this, cuz. I tell old girl, I'm like, if you going, you need to come on. If not, I'm going. I'm out of here, man. I'm not finna sit around and listen to what this fat food talking about. I fat food and then. So I got up and went to leave. I'm leaving. I'm gonna leave, y'all. I'm getting out the house. It's over with. I'm leaving. This fool followed me to the door, y'all, running his fat, black, pink lip mouth. I'm not tripping. Man, when I got out the front door, I'm on the porch. This fool walked out the house behind me and pushed me. Yo, you need to go and get off my porch. Push, look, listen. He couldn't have known who he was talking about. I mean, he couldn't have known who he was fooling with. When he pushed me, now, off the rip, I got a 4.5 right in the waistpants of my pocket at the time. I got the 4.5 on me, kept it on me. You know what I'm saying? Didn't play no games with it. So when he pushed me, I looked at him. I said, you know what? I ain't finna shoot this girl, daddy. But I'm finna beat your, man, I said, cuz, don't go nowhere. You just wait. You just wait. I ain't scared of you. Yeah, you at my house. Okay, don't move. My car is parked like right there on the street, not directly in front of their house, but in front of the house next door to them. I go to the car. I take the heat off. I take the heat off of me. I put the heat in the front seat. Close the door. You know what I'm saying? I don't want this heat. I'm finna beat this clown head off his body, but I don't want to be trying to fight. And the heat is on me. I hate fighting when my heat is on me. Because I'm gonna drop it. So when I put it, he couldn't tell what I was doing. I come back. He in the front yard. Standing there looking. Like I'm not coming back. Like I'm not finna straighten this little issue out. You know? Man, when I come back, I say, hey, fool, check this out. As I'm coming toward him, he goes up the stairs and went back in the house. Huh? No. Man, I went right up them stairs and bammed on the door. Boom, 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 boom. So the mama come to the door. I said, man, where your husband at? I said, where he at? Tell him to come on out here. Tell him I said, come on out here. She be like, look, I don't want no problem. Just leave. Look, just leave. He's not coming out. This, that. Just leave. I'm not going nowhere, man. Tell that fat Mark to come outside. That fool put his hands on me, pushed me. Now tell the fat Mark to stop hiding behind his bro and come on outside. I guess that kind of rubbed him the wrong way. He come back to the door. He's standing in back his wife, but he told her, you come to my house. Man, I politely reached over her, grabbed fat boy by the shirt, and come here. Man, I hit him. Man, I hit him with the scorpion of Mortal Kombat. Get over here. Man, I pulled the fat man. Look, when I pulled him, he bumped into her. He pulled her outside too, but she kind of spun and went like to the side of the house, to the side of the door. Man, I pulled him out on the porch and fired on him. Bang! When I fired on him, he hit me. He hit me. Fat boy rushed me, yo. He rushed. He had his head down, though. He had his head down, and when he rushed, my back was to the stairs. Boop, doop, doop, doop. Man, that fool rushed me he had to weigh every bit about 300 even, a little bit more, but he was a big, fat, jolly dude. When he rushed me, he rushed me a little bit harder than what I thought he was, because I tried to brace, but it knocked me back. And when he knocked me back, my one foot went off the stairs, and I went tumbling a little bit. But I immediately bounced back up. Old boy, he came too. He boom down the stairs a little bit. So now we in the front yard. Man, I'm giving it to him for all he worth. Boom, bam. He hollered. He trying to wrestle and grab and hold me. I'm hitting him all. He got his head down. He got his head in my chest or stomach area. He got his arms wrapped around me. So I'm just wearing that rib cage and the side of that fat belly out. Boom, bang, boom, bang. Man, look here. How about his wife run over there? Get off of my man! Get off of my husband! Stop! I'ma call the police! Now, I ain't gonna lie. When I heard I'ma call the police, you know what I'm saying, my antennas went up because, hey, at the line of work I was in back then. I don't want nothing to do with the one time. And I'm out here beating this girl daddy up too. Man, I'm here. She run up on me and grabbed me. When she grabbed me, I spun around. Now I don't hit women, y'all. I don't like to put my hands on women. It's not my thing. But when I spun around, I grabbed her whole face. I pie-faced her and grabbed her whole face. And I pushed her from me. I'm like, stupid hoe, man, get back. So when I pushed her back, she kind of stumbled back a little bit. She don't fall. She stumbled back. Oh, oh. Man, that gave Fat Boy a little strength. He already wrapped around me. And I'm like looking down at him. And I pie-faced her, pushed her back up on me. Back up, get up off me. He go, argh, and he kind of wrapped around me. But he reached up like this. Bow. Man, and bust my lip. Oh, you done did it now. Oh, you done did it. You done bust the ghetto Godzilla's lip. Man, I went crazy. I went to just boom, bam, boom, bop, bang, boom, bam. Man, I went crazy on this clown. I went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, man. I'm whooping him. Man, I'm punching on him. He holding on for dear life. Now, he done went to the ground, and he on the ground, but he's wrapped around my legs, my ankles. His head is like between my two shoes, and he just kind of like holding on. He ain't really too much more he can do. And so now his daughter come out, old girl come out. She like, Cartoon, please leave my daddy alone. Please leave my daddy alone. I'm like, man, your daddy tripped on me. You need to get him. He tripped on me. Look at this man. Fat buster done bust my lip. Cuz. Man, I thought about that heat in the car, but I'm like, no, I don't need no heat for them. So his wife tried to come back up on me. I'm like, hey, back up home, girl. I said, man, get your husband out. When I go to back up, my feet, he got my leg, my pants. I'm like, man, I'm like, tell him that my clothes go. I'm trying to back up. I'm trying to leave. So she down. He down on his knees like he praying. The only thing he was missing was a Muslim rug. She patted him on the back. Baby, let him go. Baby, let him go. Baby, let him go. I'm like, yeah, fool, let me go. Let me go. He let me go. I backed up. Now at this time, I'm through with him. I'm through with his ugly red wife. And I don't want spit to do with his fat big, well, she ain't fat, but his big titty red daughter. I don't want nothing to do with her no more neither. Man, when he let my pants go, I started to kick him in the top of his head. Fat fool. But I pulled my feet back from him. I spun around. I left, y'all. Got in the car. I just got on. Because she talked about she done called the police. She might have been lying. She might have been telling the truth. But I'm not finna sit here and wait. One time coming. I'm out of pocket for real. Man, I picked the gun up, pushed it over in the other seat. I jumped in and irked out. Got on. Man, I'm out of here. Needless to say, I didn't mess with old girl no more. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't on her. It was on me. She tried to call me that night. I wasn't hearing that mess. Shoot. Me and the homies was out. Matter of fact, we went to take a field trip. So somebody paid. But anyway, after that, I did talk to her again. I'm like, man, I'm through with that. I'm like, go on about your business. Cause I'd already hit it a couple of times anyway. Back then, I was like, once I hit, I'm through with you anyway. I ain't tripping. So she got on. But yeah, man, that was the incident with her and her fat, greasy barbecue pit built daddy. You know, I'd have had that situation. Man, I'd have got into it with some I think I told some stories before when I got into it with girls' parents and stuff. Man, it happened a couple of times, 2-3 times. But anyway, look here, y'all. In the meantime, between time, man, y'all tell the people you love them, homie. And don't forget, homie, I'm Cartoon One from Eastside Avalon, and I represent the what? The gangsters, homie. I'm out. Peace.
When I pop, then you pop. Don't nobody drop, you better bring it to the block. Fuck the cops, you better squeeze until it's empty. I put that on 50, she's with it, now you hit me. Hey gang, swing gang, what it looks at. 5 tray, hey, yeah, third that. 4 8, 8 8, 11 6. So when you slide down the 8, you're getting clapped at. Heads up until my days up, 6.